West Pacific Market Analytics, and it's Glenn back at you again. The idea was to get all these reports cranked out today. I wanted to get these out because what I'm doing is I'm setting up all the modeling, and all the modeling is going to stay static from report to report. So I'm just developing out all these reports, and then we're going to plug and play. And I've got a few more I'm going to be developing. We're going to be doing one around the QQQ and the SPY. I'm going to work on a commodity one. I'm going to work on a sector one, and then we'll see where we go from there. Those are the ones I wanted to finish off. And as I say, we're going to plug and play these things over onto the YouTube channel. So tune in. It's going to be good. It's going to be money making. No more bird watching. Let's chase the money. Okay, let's make some money here. These trades are going to be good. Take a look through the models, watch the videos several times, and you can see where the money's going to be made. If you're holding something, you can see you need to sell it. You can see you can go short it. And we're going to wait, because right here, this opportunity obviously is not on the long side. The opportunity here right now is to start positioning yourself short. So get yourself into some shorts here. Short individual stocks, great way to go. Actually, a lot of times you can make a lot more money shorting an individual stock. Of course, as long as you've got a margin account to be able to do that. And then, of course, be able to borrow the shares. So that's always part of that. But, I'm not going to make recommendations on that. I'm going to give you a look at the models, tell you what I think is going on with them, give you some ideas of price objectives, and then you got to make those decisions. Now, if you come on board with me on a paid site, we'll have more of an agreement with each other. Again, my trading site is destinytrading@gmail.com, where we have our Discord site. And I'm looking to potentially set up one more Discord site that we'll be talking about here in about a month or so to see how this goes. If I get some good feedback on this idea, we'll continue with it. But this is a new experiment, and we're pushing forward. So now we're going to do the crypto report here. Let's jump into it. Quickly, a disclaimer: these charts and updates for educational and entertainment purposes only. Please take the time to read it. All right, let's jump into it. I think as we go forward, we're going to use the same type of models across all the reports. That's going to give you a much better chance to understand it. Of course, let's start out right here with Bitcoin. You can see here on Bitcoin, we've got this really nice triple top here. One top, two top, three. I love threes. You can see the signal turn on the first one, signal turn on the second one. It got really weird into this third one, and you can see we've got the signal turn in. So again, double signal turn here. That is a major topping signal. Now, we've been looking at these topping signals across the AI today as well. We are really, really close to a major top across the entire market here now based on these signals. We'll see how it plays out. You notice here on the Bitcoin, we're starting to get some selling here. You notice this red spike developing down here. See here when we had red, Bitcoin selling off. Back here when we had red, Bitcoin selling off. Now we're going to have to get below this gate. We'll talk about price in just a moment, but I just wanted to show you this initial model here to give you a look at the top. And again, we're still just topping out here. You notice we're topping out. We topped out very nicely here, came up, came back down, and you notice how nicely this model's been performing here. This is the velocity model, whereas that last model is what I call the gatekeeper. Now in the velocity model, you can see velocity is coming out. The lower portion of this velocity gets us down right into here. Let's zoom in on that. You can see the velocity right now is pricing right about that $60 target that I've been talking about here. So I like 60, getting us back down. Now we're going to have to see the trend break away. You see we've got a nice trend bar breaking away here, price rolling off of the top. So we're going to see how that develops. Now we can leave the V channel, right? You see right here how we left the V channel? And then we had to work back up into it. Now, in my back testing over the past, I've been working on these this whole data modeling project for 15 years, but of course, these models didn't start right from the beginning. It's been basically different changes, coming up with new ideas, and it just takes a lot of time. And it took me a lot more time to understand the idea of the dot curve here. You notice the dot curve is going to be topping out here on Bitcoin out into 2026. So at some point, we're going to see the mock signal here start to roll down and potentially bear cross under the channel here and start to form a new position down here. So it's obviously doesn't look too collapse-like just yet, and we're going to have to see how it develops. So right now, we're just looking for a minor pullback, a minor sell-off. You can see here in this GBTC see, again, I've got this 60 target. It fits this model down here to get down to the V channel, but we got a lot of work to do. You notice we're holding the gate. Again, this is gatekeeper model, but you can see we're starting to see the flows sell off. The trend still hasn't broken, so we're still not able to get below. We got to see this develop, but again, there's that signal, very nice looking topping signal in Bitcoin. So we're going to have to see how that develops. Here's that 70,000 target. We can push down to 62. The gate right now is sitting at right about 105. We've got to break that gate. So you see the trend breaking away here, and we got to go from this trend being open. You notice when the trend's open, we break above the gate. You see that? And then once this trend is up, we stay above the gate right here. The gate is this dark blue line, and that is why I call this the gatekeeper. This is the gate, and this is the keeper of the gate, and then there's the momentum here within the velocity channel, the dot curve and the momentum, or the momentum, which is the momentum of circulation, and the upper portion of the channel, the DOC, or the directional of the circulation, and the two act as a channel. You can see between the two of them is what I call the V channel. So we're seeing, we can't have price here. Price cannot price above the V channel. You can see here we are rising up into the V channel, cutting sideways, popped up because the V channel was above, popped up really nicely in the V channel, bear cross down, came into the V channel, and then popped out. We have to price back down here. Bitcoin is going to sell off. It is lower ahead. Do not be fooled. We'll see how far it can get down, but as long as that V channel continues to form any kind of sell-off, we're definitely looking at that type of price return. Now you can see here on Ethereum, we've got support right now at 22.24. That gets us to the gate here. You notice we've got a double signal here. You see, not only we only had a signal here, back all the way in mid-2024. We've got a double signal here rolled over, and we also have a 1, 2, 3 triple top on Ethereum. So we've got a triple top in Bitcoin and a triple top in Ethereum. Ethereum looks done as well. Now let's take a look at some price objectives. Again, 22.24 as your potential. You can see here, this is the velocity model. You can see we still have okay velocity here. Notice how it came down and it came back up. You can see how nicely we traded here to the trend. You can look at these on your own. I don't need to get into the past history. You can take a look at these and see how nicely that we have reacted to both the trends here. Now we didn't have velocity to here because Ethereum hasn't been trading too many years, and it takes time, but right now the velocity is current to the model, so we still have a bit of velocity here. This is done up here at 40. I'll show you in a moment. The trend's way below here, and you notice that even once this all breaks, look at how we sold off from 34 down to 12, and then we had that rally back up. But I can see everywhere here. Look at here. Here's Ethereum again. We got that triple top up top. You notice these nice peaks. Every time we rolled off the peak, we sold off. Rolled off the peak, we sold off. Rolled off the peak, we sold off. We haven't rolled down on the peak yet, so we're going to have to see. But we should be rolling off of that peak here again. Price well above the peak. We'll see how that sets up. But it definitely looks very, very solid. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that, and we'll see how that sets up. So let's watch it. I mean, Ethereum still got a little bit of work to do, but that triple top looks pretty aggressive. Solana is going to be in deep trouble soon. You can see the channel is way down here. The gate's at 159. So until this signal closes below, we can't drop below the gate. But you notice starting right about here in May, we popped out of the channel. And notice how perfectly in 23, early 24, we followed right up to the channel, trended sideways, bear cross here, and now the channel's rolled over. Solana is going to be in deep trouble very soon, and I'll show you why. You notice price just hovering out above here, holding above the directional holding above the gate here. You notice the trend opened up right here. We popped above and it stayed open. But notice that we've got 105 just to get to the gate. Once we break gate, that then puts us into the V channel, and that puts us between 40 and 105. So we should see the price dropping down into this price range right in here, and then we'll see what it wants. So I'm looking between 40 and 105 there on Solana, and you can see here this aggressive look to it just rolling away here, right? You notice this nice, here's the neckline right here. The velocity is already broken below the neckline. We've got a very nice head, a very nice shoulder, and now a very nice right shoulder with a neckline break. So, I mean, we're already pricing here below this 68 band. It does not look pretty. If you are in Solana, I recommend you get ready to pull the trigger. We're not quite ready yet. You can see in the shorter term model, June, July, and August, right here short term, the velocity is still rising, the trend's still developed, but you notice here now for the past 2 months, July and August, we're trending right here in this particular V channel. So we're still going to, this is kind of a closer up model, so actually this velocity is not quite as correct as we see it here, but it's trading very nice within it. But of course, I'm thinking it's ready to break down soon, and I want to see how quick that falls apart. We're going to watch that, because in reality, the velocity really looks more like that. Sometimes when you zoom in, it just pulls it up. Now XRP, you can see the same look. Beautiful pop here, right up the trend. Right back up into this. Look at how it's just trading right up here in the V channel. April, May, June, July. We're now testing the dot curve. Trend is breaking away. We still have not had velocity roll over. So once velocity rolls over and we have both trend and velocity down, you see over here trend and velocity down in the March-April period with that big sell-off in XRP. But it is going to go lower. So be aware of that. You can see right here, it's working its way down here, signal top right there. And since that signal top continues to break lower, the V channel is below. Price is going to continue to drop down. It's taking time to drain. And I'll show you in just a moment a couple of targets. Initial target is 250 here at this gate. So I'm expecting it to come down and test this gate. Then we're going to have to see if the gate could open. So we're looking at 250 with a potential down to $1.06. I'm really interested to see once it gets down to 106 here, how it sets up. You know, of course, it's going to hold this gate, but definitely you can see that double topping signal right there. Here's your signal low. Notice that all the way back here in 2022. This is an extremely clean topping signal. XRP is done. So you want to be done with XRP here, okay? Be done. It's not going up. We're going to watch this SBIT trade to short Bitcoin. Now, it's not ready yet. You can see the gate signal is closed here. The gate's at 32.59. We tested 32.35 out of this 26 move. I don't like the bottom tick anything, you know, and you notice the signal still is not turned up. So there's still a bit of work to do here, even though that 26 entry was going to end up probably being very solid. We've now got the V channel above, but until we see the gate open above, I'm not ready to short Bitcoin just yet. I want to see that happen before I play SBIT. I like this new SBIT actually better over the Biddy Bidu combination. MicroStrategy, you can see this topping formation here. The liquidity is now coming out via the velocity. The trend is starting to break. A very nice looking head, very nice looking shoulder, very nice looking shoulder, very nice looking head and shoulders topping pattern right here. So I'd say MicroStrategy also is looking done, and we can see that. You notice how nicely MicroStrategy, going all the way back here to 2023, followed the flow model extremely well. And you can see flows are breaking away. I'm pricing here at 156. We'll see how it holds. Could take a bit of time, but it could drop really fast because you see this air gap in here developing now. So we're looking at 156 on MicroStrategy as a potential target. Let's get into Coinbase, what a run it's had. I would say Coinbase is done. There's our signal up here, 2023. Look at, we're seeing these topping signals just everywhere. First agenda is 265 on Coinbase. Then we'll see what it wants to do. Look at that beautiful looking model of Coinbase. Just look how perfect that traded to the velocity model. Absolute perfection. And so right now we're heading back down liquidity. It's a shame we weren't trading these models here the last couple of years here on the YouTube channel, but we're going to be doing that now going forward. We've been working with these on our Discord channel, but I want to start bringing them more to a larger audience to show you the value of what we do as far as predictive modeling in everything data. We are not about talk. We want to shut out the noise, we want to shut out opinions, and we want to follow what the data is telling us. So there's that 444 top there, came right off of it, coming down. There's our initial 265 target. As long as the trend's breaking, we're going to come test that. And then we got a lower target of 168. Now, by the look of it, we could get there pretty quick. I mean, you notice here when this broke, it just broke right with the trend. So we're going to continue to watch this. As long as the trend continues to work lower, then Coinbase will continue to drop. I'm watching Circle Internet Group. This is that new one that just came out here back in June. I'm not a huge fan of it just yet. Now you notice it's working beautifully right down the V channel. It's not a buy yet. There's a channel just above here. You notice the gate is pricing at 161. It could somehow pop up to that, but I don't think it will. It's holding really, really nice in the channel. Now this thing, if we look at the financials on this, what's interesting here is it's still pretty expensive. When it was pricing right here at 144 at a 2.12 billion revs to 31 billion market cap, that's a bit too pricey for my blood. If it was trading, let's say at 10 billion, that would be 5 times revs, and that would mean right here, if we take that number, we're trading at 15 time revs. I just don't like that. Even though this is probably going to be an interesting trade, it still has a really large float. So we got to be careful with that. The float's about 148 million. Need to adjust that there. That 8 shouldn't be there. 148 billion is pretty good size. They've got a cash position of 487. So at 124, it's pretty rich. But everybody's talking about this one. This new play out of New York. We're going to be watching it. So Circle Internet Group, we're going to keep that on our list. Here's that new stack that just came out a couple weeks ago called Bullish. We're watching that, and we can see that it's still not ready. I don't like it yet. Again, let's look at the balance sheet of this one. Right now, we're looking at cash position of over $2.55. I need to add in, this thing's kind of hard to read initially, 250 billion revs, but what they do, it's sometimes kind of hard to read. They got quite a bit of debt. The debt to equity is in order. I do like this bullish. I mean, it looks like it could be a really, really interesting play, but I want to let it settle. I don't want to play around with it. The problem with these early ones is really hard to get data. Now you want to be done with the miners. Let's start with CleanSpark. V channels down here, pricing it back down into the 2s. You can see we're holding right at the gate here for over a year and a half now, with price pretty much not going anywhere. This is an ugly looking setup. This needs to break. You're going to buy it down here somewhere. So forget the miners right now. If you own CleanSpark, sell it. Don't be involved with it. We can see the same setup at Marathon Digital. The V channel's down here, pricing it back into that $3 price range. Same sort of deal. It's just kind of hovering along the gate here, but you do not want to be in a trade where you've got the V channel below. And you can see all 3 RIOT platforms. We're going to focus on these 3 miners as I see them as the best. There's others, but these are the ones we want to trade, and so we'll be keeping an eye on them. Again, same setup. V channel down here, pricing it back in around that $4 or $5 price range. I just don't like it. You can see it's just hovering right here. The volume's trying to come in a little bit, but it's got nowhere to go. So do me a favor, if you own any of the miners, you want to take advantage, get out, forget it. Don't buy them, don't be in them. Wait for it to settle, and then we'll take a look at it. What a run in Robinhood. Absolutely crazy. The signal's rolled over. I would be done with Robinhood, and I'll show you that in just a minute. The signal gate is all the way back down here at 28 from this high at 117. And we have our signal roll. Look at the signal roll back here in 2022. I'm done with Robinhood here. You could probably short it. I would wait a little bit, but I think it's done for sure. You could probably find a good opportunity here on any kind of little pops. You notice now the velocity's rolling over very nicely up top here. Notice last time it rolled over here, we sold off. Notice here, it's sold off. This looks pretty good. This is a crazy price because we've got 3.57 billion in revs to a $97 billion market cap up here. Let's not even try to do the math on that one. And look at the float, 765 million in the float. That is just massive. And they got a debt to equity ratio of 161. I don't like anything with that debt to equity ratio like that. They got to get that debt down, guys. $21 a share in cash, not bad, but be careful judging it by that because you got to look at the debt. You know, I mean, it was really cheap back here. This was great, but you got to be careful of that total cash position when you're running that kind of debt. And these numbers just don't make any sense. So let's see where it sells off. I mean, this was just a phenomenal opportunity. We're going to see some of those opportunities ahead. Again, these things are really going to sell off. So that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for tuning in. I've got some other things I want to share with you going ahead in the crypto space, but we're going to stick to this core, and then we're going to add in a few things here and there on all of these reports around the core. I really appreciate you tuning in. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, tell your friends, get the word out. Let's chase it. Let's grow this thing. I'm back, and it's going to be better than anything out there on YouTube to make you money. Trades, nothing but trades, nothing but data. We trust the data. We take our opinion out, and we do what the data tells us to do. Look forward to talking to you again in the next video. Thanks for tuning in. Glenn out.